everyone, and welcome to Movie Reviews number 887, Last Holiday. This movie tells the story of Georgia Bird, who loves to cook but currently works in a large department store. She has a massive crush on a coworker, Sean, but is too shy to ask him out, just as she eats lean cuisines instead of her own cooked meals. Such is her life until a work accident leads her to getting a CAT scan that reveals she has Lampington's disease, which has created several brain tumors. For the record, not a real disease. She has 3 weeks to live. This diagnosis throws her into a tailspin of regret about all the missed possibilities in her life, of which she has indeed kept a whole book, which in turn becomes a recurring theme in the movie.
Seem like there should be more possibilities in life.
Oh, no, you done up and read my possibilities book.
What exactly is a possibilities book?
Consequently, she decides to live up her last remaining days in a swanky international resort called the Grand Hotel Poop. There, she meets very rich, very selfish, and kind of shady people, and manages to make a difference in their lives by being brutally honest about their behavior. In the meantime, Sean finds out her diagnosis and works to track her down, since it turns out he has an equally massive crush on her. He makes it to the resort, and they have a touching ledge scene in lieu of a balcony scene.
Georgia Bird, I want to be with you. Whether it's for 5 minutes here on this ledge, or 50 years.
But does it make any difference when she's about to die? Do they show her dying in the movie? You'll just have to watch to find out. Just kidding! I won't keep you in that kind of tragic suspense. Turns out it was a faulty CAT scanner and she was misdiagnosed, so Georgia and Sean get their happily ever after. It's a rom-com, what can you expect? It's also a remake of a 1950 film of the same name, starring Alec Guinness as George Bird. You may have noticed this from the fictional disease shot, and they did change what Lampington's disease does between the two movies. Not sure why. I have seen this movie a few times before, and there are lots of things I like about it. Queen Latifah is well cast as the leading lady, as she does a lovely job of portraying Georgia as the shy, sweet woman who charms everyone within reach. This scene, where her new acquaintances follow her around a craps table, is a good representation of the draw Georgia has. Basically, all these new people make her the center of their group.
Oh no, come on, Georgia. Won't we have as much fun without you?
They revolve around her, and Latifah works well in this role. Of course, I also enjoy how honest Georgia is throughout the movie. She says stuff probably quite a few people want to say, but decide, for an untold number of reasons, to refrain, such as,
I'm sorry, but I just can't seem to get past that big flashing for sale sign on your forehead.
To a politician, and
Now it's plain to see what the problem is here. You got tension in your neck because you keep going down on Mr. Cragen, and he's a married man.
to a man's secretary. She even gets face-to-face with the owner of the department store she used to work at. Yes, she did quit that job before starting her adventure.
And you know what? Get your pasty face off the cover of your own magazine every month. Yep, that's the face right there.
So she doesn't say anything too extreme or radical, but just those thoughts we have but ultimately keep to ourselves. It's nice hearing them voiced in a clear, truthful way, even if Georgia does detract from it a bit when she addresses the group.
I'm sorry if I was, maybe a little too honest with you.
That was a bit of a bummer, but I still enjoy her honesty. Also, this movie is in good part about food. I love food, and I love watching good cooks do their thing. Plus, as a Texan, this truth about life resonates with me.
You and I, we know the secret of life.
Well, what is that?
The secret of life is butter.
Butter does go a long way to making lots of things better, let's be real. The movie does a good job of showing delicious food being cooked and served, and it got some assistance with that from Food Network chefs, which I think is pretty cool. It's always a plus when a movie can show some authenticity in what is inarguably a major component of that movie. Set-wise, the movie is also quite pretty. Snow-covered mountains are very photogenic, and the snow is used to good effect. However, here's a tidbit about me. I don't like snow. I did the snow thing for 10 years. I'm over it. So I absolutely love Sean basically expressing my thoughts.
I hate snow. Snow sucks.
And another line that got a giggle out of me.
It's colder than Snowman's ass out here.
Still love it. It speaks to me on a personal level, which is always good. As always, there are some things that didn't speak to me at all though. First of all, what department store has a clinic in it? If you're aware of one, please let me know in the comments because I find that impossibly unrealistic. Especially a clinic that even has a CAT scanner because apparently it's used so infrequently, only Georgia has ever had one. Honestly, the entire premise of this movie is a little silly. If I were told I have a terminal disease, I would get a second opinion. If I were a doctor using a used machine,
But a new machine, used but new to us. Yeah,
and my first patient turns out to have a terminal disease, I would make them get a second opinion. I understand this movie wouldn't have happened if a little common sense was followed, and it's not enough to ruin the movie, but each time I watch, it does get a little sillier. Then there's the part that's depressingly realistic, which is Georgia's very short conversation with her HMO administrator. Now, Georgia's condition is actually treatable. There's an operation she can have to remove the tumors and supposedly she'll live. But
Let me just save you some time here, Miss Bird. We won't cover you for this operation.
Well, what you mean you won't cover me? I'm covered through my HMO.
If you feel you're being treated unfairly, these are our appeals procedures, which you have every legal right to pursue.
rude. But okay. So Georgia decides to pay for it herself. Except
The cost of a median cranial debulking surgery is around $340,000. That's without anesthesia. You'll want that.
that last line does make me laugh, as it's supposed to, but this scenario is so dreadful. A life-saving operation denied because of money, and the doctor himself directs her to the HMO, which feels like a red flag all by itself. Although the original doctor cringing here offers some solace. This scene is even more depressing than the diagnosis to me because there's a cure she simply can't have, and I don't like it. It taints the rom-com happiness for me. Overall, there are plenty of things I like about this movie and only some dislikes, which aren't enough to detract from my enjoyment of it, and that leads me to wanting to watch this movie again. Movie Reviews rates Last Holiday an A. But you tell me, would you keep it or delete it? Let me know in the comments below and tell me what about the movie enraptured your heart or made you ridicule the entire industry. For more movie reviews, be sure to subscribe to Movie Reviews because remember, this is only 887 of 1,617 reviews to come.